You need to go over your story and see the information that will be relevant to KCC. Hello, welcome to Wofoy TV. Thank you for stopping by my channel to watch my video. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button so that you'll be alerted whenever I drop a new video. But if you've been coming here and you have never subscribed, please subscribe. All you have to do is just sign in on YouTube with your Gmail login information and then click subscribe right beneath my video, all right, so that you'll be officially be part of the Wofoy TV family. Thank you so much for doing this. Today I have a quick video. This is not going to be too long, but this is a very an issue that many people have been running into, and that is when it comes to communicating with KCC. Like, there are people who ask, like, can you tell me, how do I write the email? How do I say this? How do I communicate with them? How do I send an email and all that? And many of you, it's not that you don't know how to type an email. It's not like you don't know how to, because you actually saying, how do I send this email? You are able to construct sentences that people can read. So, but then why do you run into problems with, having to send an email to KCC? And I'm going to show you 6 easy steps with 1 extra bonus point to help you guys, all right? So if you are stuck in, trying to figure out how you send an email to KCC, I'm going to go through these steps, and please pay attention, because this is going to be more effective, all right? Because sometimes you don't know whether I need to say everything that I need to say, guys. So I'm going to go straight to the point, all right? So the first point is that you need to ask yourself, why do I want to contact KCC? Why? What is the reason? What is the purpose of me wanting to contact KCC? You need to identify that reason. It could be that there are some changes to your case, and quite frankly, a lot of people who contact KCC do so because there are changes to their case that they want to make those updates to their DS260 application. So you need to narrow down to the reason why you want to contact KCC, okay? So that is the first point. Second point is that whatever the reason is from the first point, you need to go over your story and see the information that will be relevant to KCC. It's not all of your stories that KCC would care, It's like, hey, somebody stole my money. If I were to send an email to KCC and tell them about how somebody stole the money that I was going to use to get a police certificate, do you think that KCC will care? No, because if somebody has stolen your money, then you go through the police. KCC doesn't care. They don't care about that story. So you need to pick the information that is relevant to KCC. At the end of the day, what you want them to do, you need your story. You need to pick just the portion. You might have like a whole story. I was thinking of coming with my husband and our children, but now my husband doesn't want to come to America anymore. You don't have to send that whole long email to KCC, because at the end of the day, what do you want them to do? What do you want them to do for you? They don't care about your long story. So keep it short. I know when you send an email to KCC, they need a little bit of an explanation why you're contacting them. It could be just a paragraph or 2, or few sentences put together, but it has to be very brief. And that brings me to my point number 3. Keep your message brief. Keep it brief. Don't tell a whole long ass story, okay? Keep the story short, but make sure that it contains the relevant information. You don't need to, editorialize your message, sensationalize it. Don't add all this colorful, picture. Don't paint this colorful picture. in an attempt to seek sympathy from the person who reads it. They don't care. Like I said, you need to go back to point number 1, 2, 3. You need to see what is relevant to KCC. You need to see what, at the end of the day, what do you want to be done? So maybe the extra adjectives and adverbs that you are adding in there may not really mean anything. It doesn't change the story. It just makes you very dramatic person. So that is the part 3. And also keep in mind that the people who are selected for the DV lottery are over 100,000. Okay, so let's say that 50%, only 50% of the selectees are going to go ahead and process their fill out their DS260 application. Imagine that is over 50,000 people that KCC is dealing with. So let's say that out of the 50,000, 50% of that 50,000 send email, and everybody has like several paragraphs, long thesis telling the whole story. And most of the time when you're telling a long story, the important part ends up at the end and people don't even get to read to that point. So that's why you don't want to have somebody reading your long essay all because you just want to tell KCC that, hey, my daughter's name was misspelled and I need to make the changes. Or, hey, my wife no longer wants to come to America with me and I need to make changes. Or, hey, I need to fix my passport number. Or I need to do this. So just keep it simple. You don't have to go into somebody and Roberts attacked the car that I was in and they took my passport away. And so now I want to know, I have a new passport. So can you unlock my case? You didn't have to tell all this long story. It makes for an interesting story, but that is not what KCC wants to hear. So keep it brief, simple, and relevant. Okay. Now the 4th point will be now you composing the email to send to KCC. All right. Now the first 3 points where you getting ready, preparing to decide why you're contacting KCC, and you're going to keep your message short and straightforward, simple, relevant to KCC. The 4th point is you composing your email. All right. Now, with composing your email, you need to identify the email address that you're going to use. So are you going to use kccdv@state.gov or kccdv.documents@state.gov? You need to identify the correct email address that you're using. And depending on the email address that you're using, if you're sending documents, then you need to follow the procedures. But if you're just sending an inquiry to KCC, then you'll be using kccdv@state.gov, because there's not much of restriction on how to send in an email. But when you're sending documents, you need to follow their instructions. Okay. So let's say in this instance, you're sending an email, an inquiry to KCC, about something. All right. Some changes that has happened in your life, whether your wife just had a baby and all that. You're sending an email to KCC about that. All right. So the subject line must contain your case number. All right, because you don't want the person to read your email and then not find out, like, who is this situation for? Who is it about? Okay, they're not going to go through all their the cases that they are working on to determine that it is you, based on using your name. So your case number is one of the most important identification information that will help them know that, oh, this email is for this applicant, all right. So you do that. The other thing is that, and this is all in number 4, and the other thing that you will do will be to identify the person that this information is going to affect. All right. Let's say on your DS260 application, you as a woman, your husband, your children, and these changes will only happen on your husband's application, or will happen only on your wife's application, or will happen on your children's application, you need to identify the person that this information is going to affect, so that KCC will know whether they need to unlock all of the cases or they need to just unlock that of the affected person. So identify the person, and by identification, you give the person's full name as you have on the DS260 application, and then you need to add the case number and then their date of birth. All right, add their date of birth. And then part 5 is just putting everything that you have learned from steps 1, 2, 3, 4 all together in the email, and then it will be almost ready to go. All right, part 5 is just you putting everything together, everything that you've learned, why you're sending the email to KCC, what information is relevant to KCC. You're going to keep it brief and simple, and then you're going to compose the email. So all of that, put it together in part 5. And then part 6, you can offer KCC possible solutions. Okay, and when I say this, I mean that sometimes the only solution is for KCC to unlock your case. The only solution is for KCC to unlock your case. Other times you can also offer them that, would you mind updating this information on the application, or would you unlock it for me to make the changes? In this situation, you've given the person who is going to read your email, the KCC employee or contractor who is going to read your email, the opportunity to make those changes for you, if they can do that. If they cannot do that, then they will unlock it for you, because sometimes some people send an email and you ask for unlock. But you know, maybe the KCC employee could make the changes and then, you know, make the changes and then lock up your case for you without you getting it unlocked and then sending it back and then it being back in the queue. So it doesn't hurt to ask that, would you, I want to make changes to this. Would you make these changes to the case, or would you unlock it for me to make those changes? All right. And it is in no particular order, because remember, I said from, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the 6th point. You can even begin your email with the number 6. All right. It doesn't have to be in any particular order, but you can begin with the part 6 and tell them, hey, would you mind making these changes to my case, or would you unlock them for me? Because then you list your reason. Then you can go to number 2. And then you give your reason why they should do that. So it doesn't have to come at the end. But like I said, if you keep it simple, you will keep the person reading your email engaged the whole time, like focus on your email. But if you keep your story really long, then the person gets bored. Just like when you watch video and the video is long and windy and it's not interesting anymore, you just stop watching. That is how it is when you send an email to KCC telling a whole long story and the person's like, I don't care, like, what do you want me to do? Okay. And then the 7th point, which is the bonus point that I said you could add in there, is to show appreciation. And you'll be wondering, what does that even mean? Appreciation for what? Remember, the people who are working on your case are human beings. They are human beings with emotions, and often much they don't get appreciated for the work that they're doing. Remember, they are working on thousands and thousands of cases. No matter what you think of them, whether you think that KCC employees are lazy, or you think sometimes they just have limited number of employees, they are just working with what they have. Okay. They might be working with, like limited tools and all that. And they are human beings with emotions. So at the end of your email, just leave some kind message. Thank you so much for taking your time to read my message. I really appreciate the work that you're doing. Thank you so much for being such an awesome person. Thank you for your hard work. Or thank you. That is enough. And then of course you include your name, your case number, and then your phone number, all of that at the bottom. Guys, these are the easy ways and most effective way to send an effective email and get effective response. All right. So guys, this is where I want to end this video. Thank you so much for being such an awesome fan of Wofoy TV and watching my video. So glad that my videos are making impact in your life, in your journey to America. So please subscribe, share my videos with your friends and your family so that they can also learn about the green card lottery process. If you're part of groups on WhatsApp, groups on Telegram, groups on Twitter, wherever that you are socializing with other selectees, please share my videos. You will be helping somebody. All right. But if you want to know more about the green card lottery and you are wondering like, what is she talking about? Join my Facebook groups, Green Card Lottery Africa, Green Card Lottery Ghana, Green Card Lottery Winners Moving to America /Wofoy TV, and follow my official Facebook page by clicking the like button, follow button on Facebook, Wofoy TV. Check out my website, www.wofoytv.com. Thank you so much for being such an amazing person. I wish you the best on your journey, and I hope to see y'all in America someday. I love you, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye-bye.